Hello, welcome to Qube presentation. I will do a demo of our solution divided in three parts. First, for those that only want to use the software. Second, for those that want to use the software combined with hardware. And third, for those that want to use Qube integrated with any digital signage solution. But first, let's go for a brief presentation, introduction to the software. So Qube is a SaaS solution. It means that requires internet connection all the time. It gives you the empower to see the information in real time, everywhere, at any time. It's always up to date in case of a new release of any update. You don't need to do a thing; it will automatically update the system. There's no need of any local server, and this means that the initial and maintenance costs are lower than the remaining and all the regular queue management systems. The devices must be also IoT. That makes that the installation and configuration is very quick. You can also do distant monitoring and firmware upgrade, and you have all the information in real time, and you can intervene also remotely at any time. It's very easy to install and configure, and it's open to a wide range of third-party integrations via APIs and webhooks. On Qube, you have the admin part where you can see all the information in real time, insert all queues and counters, devices, invite all the users for that location, have information about statistics, define your preferences, and in case you want to have a player or a monitor running contents, you can design your own layouts and your own playlists. The Keypad is the tool used by the staff members to manage all the queues and all the tickets where they can call, pause, cancel, and transfer the tickets. And the ticket is the star of the solution that makes it contactless, paperless, more ecological, and empower the clients to wait wherever they want. The only requirement is that the client has used their smartphone to scan the QR code, select all the services to generate the tickets they need, and wait for the notification to go to the counter they are being called at. As mentioned, the devices are optional, such as the player. We don't supply the monitor, but we supply the player to be connected to the monitor, where you can run all the information about the status of the queues, and you can also create your playlists to run particular contents or important information, corporate information to your clients. And the ticket kiosk is also optional. In case you think your clients still have the need to have the traditional ticket, you can have this ticket dispenser, a compact one, and you can choose to display the QR code or to the traditional list of services to print the ticket. So now let's go to Qube. And this is the back office of Qube, a new location. And for if you are entering and creating the location for the first time, you will see this panel that we call the wizard. This is a way to simplify and to help you to create and set up your location based on a prior charge examples, but you can do it by yourself. I will go with the advanced. But if you choose one of these, you can always change and adapt to your reality. I will go with the advanced. All I have to do is to insert the name of the queues or services. Um, And I will go with generic names. Service 1, service 2, and service 3. So I'm saying this location has three different services. Let's go to counters. I will go with generic names as well. Counter 1, counter 2, counter 3. And you have already the queues and all the services pre-prepared to go ahead. You can finish and go to your location. Yeah, now you are mid the way. You already have the QR code of your location to generate the tickets, and you have already also set up the key pad for your staff members start using and managing all the tickets. Let's go to the dashboard where you can see all information in real time and the e-ticket of your location. In case you need to change the e-ticket for any reason, you can revoke and update the e-ticket at any time. But please make sure that if you are using the devices, it will change automatically. But if you are only using the software and you need to download this image and use this image to display around the store so your clients can scan with the smartphone, you must change all the communication and all the posters or the way you have the QR code displayed because the previous one no longer works. Let's go to management. So the queues I created in the wizard are already here, and you can customize the details for each one. In tickets range, you can decide if the tickets start from one, or you can choose to start from a different number in case you don't want your clients to know he's the first taking a ticket for this service today. The tolerance is connected to the canceled tickets. It means that when a ticket is canceled, it can make it possible to recover the canceled ticket even if it is past the turn. But you can define the number of tickets called after to still be able to recover canceled tickets. I will say that I will have a tolerance of 10. And the performance goals is where you define what you believe to be the best KPIs for your location and for this service. You can say that for this service, you don't want to have more than 15 people waiting. The waiting time cannot be longer than 5 minutes, and the service time cannot be longer than 10 minutes. These are random numbers. So you can, of course, adapt to your business according to what you believe to be the best. And ticket restrictions is connected to the option of create a limit of number maximum of tickets to attend during a certain period of time. Let's say that on Mondays, you know that for some reason you will only be able to attend 25 tickets on this service, and you can choose the period of time, make it all day long, and you are informing the service. And when the client take the ticket number 25, the service become disabled and nobody else can generate other tickets for this service. So you can do the same for the remaining queues and customize the remaining services. Now let's go to counters. The same. All the counters created are here. You can change the name at any time if you want. You can choose associated queues. It means that you can make this counter one, only dedicated to service one, for example, or service one and two. I will keep it for all the three services. One thing that you can do also is to create priority levels to this counter. So the algorithm of the system will call the next ticket based on the priority you decide to have here. In this case, I'm saying that for this counter, the service one is very high, service 2 normal, service 3 low. So the algorithm will call the next ticket based on the priority you define here. And the same for the other counters. For users, all the users of the system for this location must be invited by email. All you have to do is to click an invite, introduce a valid email. It can be a corporate or a freeware email account. It must be valid only. And you can define the role of this person. It can be administrator that has access to all the information, service manager that can have access to almost all the information. The administrator will define what they have access to, and the staff member will have access only to some statistics and to the QM part. I will send the invitation. The person has 7 days to accept the invitation. In case it doesn't accept in 7 days, you have to cancel and resend the invitation. In here, you can define the counters if you want. The person will work at, but this is something that you can change at any time. In terms of languages, you can define the main language of the system. In this case, I will say English. And I can have a secondary language in the system. In this case, I will add a secondary language as Portuguese. Okay, and the system assumes the language of the browser. I have the browser of my computer in English. That's why you are already seeing everything in English. But the information that goes to the clients, you can the system does not automatically translate the name of the queues. There's an endless combination of possible names to queues, and it's better if you do this translation by yourself so you can translate the best way you believe to be to your service. In this case, I'm translating from English to Portuguese, and the client, if he chooses, when he chooses a service, the language, it will appear immediately the translation you set up the system in this case, Portuguese. So you have all the languages set up in your system, English and Portuguese. If you want to run only the software, good news, you have your location ready. You only have to display this QR code at the entrance or in the surroundings as you wish, and you have your location ready to go. Okay? What you have to do now? You only need to open the QM pad and start calling the tickets. And here it is, the QM pad. I will generate some tickets when I'm opening the scan of my smartphone, and I will start calling, generating some tickets. You can follow here. I will ask one ticket for service one regular ticket, service three priority ticket, and service two regular ticket. Okay, you can ask one ticket for all the services you need, and you'll see in real time the waiting tickets by queue here. And what I'm doing now is I'm turning to the keypad and start calling tickets. Um, and I'm working on counter one on this location. So I will call the ticket. Okay. C1 is the first ticket I took. I can either end, transfer, pause, or cancel. I can transfer to another queue, user, or counter. Okay, let's say I'm transferring to counter three. I can add a note to my colleague, and the ticket was already prioritary, but if it wasn't, I could turn it here prioritary so the client didn't have to go to the end of the queue again. So he will be the next called in the counter three. I will call now a new ticket, and I will, let's say, I can recall the ticket in case the person didn't hear. And let's say the person didn't hear, I can cancel the ticket. Now I will call the next one. I'm attending this client and he forgot the wallet at the car. He has to go out for a minute. So instead of waiting for this client, I can pause this ticket. Okay. And now let's imagine there's a client without a smartphone. You can generate a ticket for him. You can, let's say, I will generate a ticket for service one. We can either generate and print, and the client only has to go to the printer to take this ticket, or you can generate and the ticket and the client memorizes his number. Okay. Now, at any time, you can see here all the waiting tickets paused and canceled. Remember the tolerance? We choose to have 10 tickets of tolerance, so this ticket is still here. If I had already called more than 10 tickets, this would have already disappeared from the system. So I will call the next ticket, the one I generated manually to my client. Okay, you can always see here. And I can end the service. At any time, you can see all the real-time information here, all the total of generated tickets, the one I'm waiting, how many canceled and ended. Uh, let's go back and remember the person with the cancel ticket. He came, and I can, due to the tolerance, I can still recover this cancel ticket and attend this client. And I will end this service. And the person with the pause ticket came, and I can end the service as well. Remember that I have transferred one ticket from counter one to counter three. Well, he's still waiting. What I'm about to do, I will change my counter, pretend I'm another staff member, and I will call this ticket that has been transferred to counter three. And here it is the message of my colleague, and I can end the service. So I have called all the tickets, and you can here immediately see what is happening and all the performance, and you can see there's no waiting ticket. And the KPIs here. We just fixed the KPIs for one service, so I took much less time than I had defined. But if I had exceeded the time, it would be in red. So for those that only want to use Qube with software, you are already using it, and you can see it's very easy and simple to manage this system in your location. Now let's go for the second option I mentioned. For those that want to have devices combined, either the player or the ticket dispenser. What you have to do is to have already first, let's take care of the media. You can upload images, um, all the images to that will set up you'll use to your layout. All you have to do is to create upload, and I will redo here. And as you can see, it's already uploaded. Um, it's very important that the images are not very big, so it can run perfectly without stopping or overload your web um, in the system. So what I will do here, sorry, I will edit here so to not be duplicated. And here you can compose and create your playlists. I will create my playlist. I can demo. I can create, name the playlist, and I can upload from all the images I have uploaded in the media and define the time for each image or video. You can upload also videos in 4K and combine it with images. So you have your playlist for this location. In terms of feeds, the feed is information on the bottom of the monitor in case you want to have some information to your clients. You can either choose to have a fixed text or an RSS feed for any website that you would like to have your clients informed. In this case, will use a fixed text. And display all the information you want to your client, the specials of the day, the promotion of the day, or any important corporate information you would like, you believe to be important to your clients to read. And you have the feed created. Then we have the queue list. What is this? You can have as many queue lists as you want. If you can have a playlist per day of the week, or you can have a playlist per player, because you can have more than one player per location. So what I will do is I will reuse this, um, and you give a name to this playlist. You associate all the queues you want to show in this list. Um, for example, you may want only you have different players in different locations and in different waiting areas, and you may choose to have only part of the services visible in that particular player. In this case, I will keep all the services available and visible, and I have this demo. It just I will I have my queue list set up. Regarding the voice calling, for those that want to have the sound of calling tickets, so people, for those more distracted who listen, they are being called, what you have to do is to associate a Qube demo list or the list you want to use and create the voice calling. In this case, I will use first English. I will create the sentence first in English, and I can create the sentence. Okay, so I'll use here, in this case, I'm using this option here, so the system can automatically go and pick up the right information and counterattack. So let's listening before save it.
Ticket B002. Please go to counter 3.
It is correct, so I will save it. And I will create also one for Portuguese in case I want to have both languages. So what I will use here is Sanya is ticket in English. I will print the tag, print the number. The printed tag is the letter to the service. It's important to have, and to counter tag. So I will list it.
Senha B002. Dirija-se ao balcão 3.
It's correct. So I will save also the Portuguese version, and I will change the order. So when you use the voice calling, the first sentence will be always the Portuguese one. So you have all the assets prepared. What you need now to do is to first create the layout for the devices. You can create here. Let's create from the scratch. Qube demo ticket kiosk with the default screen etiquette. There's two default screens. I will go with the etiquette, and I can also choose which are the associated queues to this ticket kiosk. I remember you can have more than one in one location, so you can also select each services per ticket kiosk. I will go with all. And you can choose information that the printed ticket will contain. So I have the layout created to this ticket kiosk, and I will now go to the layout of the player. Let's name it. And you can customize the player, the image of the player as you wish. We have different templates, okay? We are, by default, appears this one. And what you're going to do, you can change the measures, okay? You can select, resize, and delete some of the fields. So it's not mandatory to have all these fields. Now, in this case, on the top, I will resize it a little bit. I will assign this to the logo of my company so I can customize it. Here on the left, I will display the status of the queues. And I will choose the playlist previously we worked at. And here on the right, I will sorry, I choose a playlist. Here I go to the queue list here. And on the bottom, I can use to display the feed. And now I have the layout of my location created. It's time to register each layout. If you are using a smartphone, you can scan the QR code, because all the devices, once they are connected to a power outlet and they are an Ethernet cable, therefore connected to the internet, it will immediately appear as an image with the information about the equipment and a QR code and a 6-digit code to do this register. As I'm using my laptop, I will introduce the 6-digit code for the player. What I have to do now is to select the layout of the player that we just did. You can choose to have or not voice calling, but you have to select it here, save, and refresh. While this is refreshing, you can see remotely you have access to all the information about the device. Even if you are not on the location, you can have a look. And if it's mandatory, you can, if you need, you can reboot remotely. Um, As we are working remotely at any time, you can request a screenshot to see what is going on, what's happening on this device, in this case, in the service. Okay, um, the numbers are already counted by the example I did before in the Qube. You can request as many screenshots you want, and you have your player running. Okay, so this is it. You have your kiosk, and let's go to install the kiosk. The same procedure. I'll introduce a 6-digit code: 58496, and choose the layout. You can choose the size of the ticket if you want bigger than 3.5. Save, refresh, and ask for a screenshot. So immediately you can see the image of your QR code. And for those that still want to have a paper ticket, they can click here and they will see the list of the services. In case you don't want to have the ticket so big, you can change the layout here. Go there and change the default screen from a ticket into queue list. And what you have to do now is to go to the ticket kiosk, ticket, and select the same list, refresh, and now you can see the new layout for your ticket kiosk. For those that won't generate the e-ticket, they can still click here and enlarge the e-ticket screen to scan with the QR code. So you have your devices running. Now you can see all the metrics here. The metrics you can see all the statistics in number, the number based on number of tickets and the general performance. You can choose the period of time, and you can see all the number of tickets. Here, there's a heat map. It means that you can see an average by day, an hour, with the peak of tickets taken. So you can see very easily when do you have more clients in the store, so you can manage and the staff members more efficiently. And in terms of summary, you can see all the information about by user, counter, and queue. So you can have an idea of all the services that requires more open counters or more staff dedicated to it. In terms of general performance, you can see the waiting time and service time also for user, counter, and queue for a period of time. Okay, so these are the metrics you can take from the system. And for last but not least, in the general settings, you can change the name of the location if you want to upload the ticket, the logo of your location to be printed in the paper ticket, to customize the paper ticket and save. If you want to do also a daily reset, you can enable this option here. We advise to do it during the night when the store is not open. Otherwise, if you do it during the day, all the tickets generated not called yet will be cancelled. So it's better to do it over the night. And you can also here in settings define what can the staff member do in the QM pad. We advise to have all these options enabled. This one depends on the business. So you have Qube ready to work with software, hardware, and now it's just missing the third part I said I would share with you. That is when you want to integrate with digital signage. All you have to do is to go here on assets, queues list, and edit the queue list you want to display in that digital signage solution. Generate the public identifier, save, and click here on webcam displayer. And immediately you have the URL you need to integrate with your system, with your digital signage system. This is all you need to do to integrate. It couldn't be easier. So I think I run all the back office of Qube. Thank you to assist with this video. In case you have any doubt, feel free to contact us or visit our website or sending in an email to qube@q-better.com. Thank you very much.